motorcycle that cost 9,500. However, she currently has only 8,000 in savings. She is considering two options. Option 1, wait for 3 years, save her 8,000 in an account, earning 4.3% interest compounded annually, and buy the motorcycle later using only her savings. Option 2, buy it now by taking a small personal loan of 1,500 at 5% interest compounded annually for 3 years. Based on the two options above, determine which option would be more financially wise for N. Support your answer with relevant calculation and reason. So let's take a look at option 1. So in the information given, the 8,000 is the P, and the 4.3% is the K, and the M is 1 because it's a compounded annually, and the T is 3 because she wants to save it for 3 years. And this is the compounded formula, which is S equal to P 1 plus I power of M. So the P is 8,000, and in the bracket 1 plus the I is 4.3% over 1 power of 3. So in the bracket we will get 1.1346, and we need to times the 8,000, so we get 9,076 ringgit 80 cents. So and the 9,500, so we need to minus it with 9,076 80 cents. So we will get 423 ringgit 20 cents. And from the option 1, we still have the shortage. So let's take a look at option B. So in the option B given, so the P is 1,500, the K is 5%, the M is 1 because it is compounded annually, the T is 3 years. So this is the same as the option 1, the formula. So the P is 1,500, in the bracket 1 plus 5% over 1, power of 3. So in the bracket we will get 1.1576. So we need to time it with 1,500, we will get 1,736 ringgit 40 cents. So this is the total that N need to buy it and need to pay. So the total interest that N need to pay is 236 ringgit 40 cents. And option 2 is more financially wise because N can immediately purchase the motorcycle and the borrowing cost is relatively low. Although she needs to pay interest on the loan, the total interest after 3 years is only about 236 ringgit 40 cents. Under option 1, her saving would grow to only 9,076 ringgit 80 cents. She would still face the shortage of 423 ringgit 20 cents after waiting for 3 years.
Now let's look at question 2. To solve this, we need to compare two distinct choices for Kennedy using the compound interest formula, which is S equals to P 1 plus I power of N. So first of all, we need to list down all the information given, and then we have two choices here, which is Kennedy waits for 2 years and receive a 500,000 ringgit, which is the S, and the choice 2, he sells the land today for a principal amount which is 445,000 ringgit and invests it at an interest rate of K, which is equals to 4.7%, and M compounded monthly, which is 12, and the terms is 2 years. So to find the value of choice 2, we need to first find the interest rate, which is I equals to K over M and N equals to M times T. So we just insert all the amount, and then we get 488 ringgit 769.34 cents. Therefore, it will be beneficial for Kennedy to sell his land by 2 years later. If Kennedy wait for 2 years to sell his land, the profit will be higher than he is selling now. So for question 3, we need to find the accumulated amount for A, which is the total timeline is 6 years. So we have to divide the phases, which is the phase 1 and phase 2, which the phase 1, we need to find the amount for the first 2 years. So first of all, we need to list down all the information given, which is the P1 is 9,000, the K is 4.2%, the M is compounded quarterly, which is 4, the terms is 2 years, and the additional amount is 4,500 ringgit. The second terms is 6 minus 2, which is the remaining year, is 4 years. So for A, we just insert all the amount in the formula, and we get 9,784.37 cents, or you can, to be safer, you can put it as 4 decimal places. And then for P2, we just total up the S1 and the additional amount, okay, by this timeline, and then we get 14,284.37 cents. And for the S2, we just use the different number of period, which is 4 years. We times with the compounded quarterly, which is 4, and then we get 16,082.72 cents. And then for B, it's stated we need to find the interest. So just using the formula I equals to S minus P, then we get 303.82.72 cents. And for C, we have to evaluate whether Eric will have at least 15,000 ringgit. So we have to minus it with the interest and the total that we need to achieve. So we got 1,082.72 cents, and the reason is, yes, Eric will have enough money. It is because the savings plan is 60,882.72 cents, which achieved the requirement target for at least 15,000.
Okay, basically in question 1 part B, we have to look up the information that give, which is this information. This information will be this, and deposit we get this because he used entire. Okay, so the 3 million in this we get from this. Okay, so we have to put the information this. Okay, n equal to m times t, which is 12 times with the t, and we will get 660. So this we use this formula and get I. This is I, and we use this formula because in this question mentioned that compounded monthly. So we have to use this formula because we want to get a monthly payment. Monthly payment will know as R. So we put the information and we will get this answer. So question B, calculate the interest charge. Calculate the interest charge. Interest charge we will use this formula I equal to NR minus A, and I is the interest charge, and from this we will use this, and R is from answer this, A which is the total alone aka balance. Okay, so we will get this answer. We will use maximum for the decimal places. From the question C, if he fails to pay the first 4 monthly payment, find the amount he has to pay on the 5th payment in order to settle the outstanding area. Outstanding area, we will use this formula R bracket 1 plus I power of n minus of 1 divided by 0.034 divided and 12, and we will get this answer. D. Immediately after paying 20 years, he decided to settle the balance of the loan. Find the settlement amount. Okay, the balance of year, we will use 30. 30 years we get from this. And the 30 years minus 20 years from this. And we will get 10 years. 10 years, we will switch to the month, which is times to 12. And we will get 120 month. And 120 month will be N. The settlement amount, we will use the formula that give, which is bracket this formula. From this formula, we will insert the information, which is this answer of R equal to R, and this we will use N as 120, and we will get this answer. Thank you.
So for question 2, Anastasia plans to travel around the world for 2 months with her friends. To achieve her dream, she needs RM 200,000. She can save only RM 2,500 per month in Ventabola, which offers 4.5% interest compounded monthly. How many monthly deposits must Anastasia make to accumulate at least RM 200,000? So here we have the S, which is future value, RM 200,000, and the R is RM 2,500. K is 4.5% and M is 12 because it is stated that the interest is compounded monthly. So the I is 4.5% over 12. So here the question requires us to find the monthly deposit, which is N. So we have to use the formula S equal to R 1 plus I power of N minus 1 over I. So we put the amount into the formula, and then we get 200,000 equal to 2,500 1 plus 4.5% per 12 power of N minus 1 over 4.5% per 12. So we solve the amount in the bracket first, and then we get 200,000 equal to 2,500 1.00375 power of n minus 1 over 0.00375. And after that, we have to put the 2,500 into the left. So 200,000 over 2,500 equal to 1.00375 power of n minus 1 over 0.00375. So we solve the first one, we get 80, and then we move the 0.0375 into the left. So 80 times 0.0375 equal to 1.00375 power of n minus 1, and we get 0.3. After that, we move the minus 1 to the left, so it's become positive. So 1 plus 0.3, and then to solve the n, we have to use log. So we use the log 1.3 equal to n log 1.00375, and then after that, we get the amount. So 0.1139 over 0.0016 equal to n. So the n will get 71.18. So we have to make 71 monthly deposits. So for the last answer, Anastasia has to make 71 monthly deposits to accumulate at least RM 200,000. Thank you.
I just had to let you know you're